The H1B visa process happens in March, and I know it's March right now.
This is every international student's nightmare. It was definitely a nightmare for me, and this was the biggest reason that I decided to leave that company.
Starting this year, fiscal year of 2025, USCIS finally called the end to this.
Welcome, my international student fellows, aka suffering buddies. This is Hannah.
Today, I'm going to talk about something that I wish I didn't have to know, but I do. I know that we, as international students, have so much to say, and let's not even get started on how difficult it is to live in the States as an international student with visa. But rather, we're going to put that energy into how to take the opportunity that's given to us with condition and with limit, of course, and how to make the most success out of it. So let's jump into a topic of the day. Today, we're going to talk about what OPT is. Then after that, we'll go over what H1B visa is and my experience with H1B visa application. And lastly, we'll talk about the updates that USCIS just published for H1B visa process that will affect starting this year.
You might be curious on how I came to the US, why am I going through this right now, and what is my current visa status? Very good question. Let's get into it, shall we? So I came to the States when I was a sophomore in high school as an exchange student. I held J1 visa back then. After 1 year of that, I moved on to private high school, and ever since then, I've been holding my precious F1 visa. Even right now, I have OPT, but that's technically still under F1, so yes, I am sitting under the F1 visa's grace.
What is OPT? I'll get into it in a few seconds. I majored in industrial engineering, which is considered as STEM major, and now I'm working as a business analyst in a software company. Upon your graduation, you can apply for OPT, optional practical training, which is a 12-month work authorization available for F1 students who have been full-time students for at least 2 consecutive semesters and looking for a job in the States in the field of your study. So it has to be directly related to your major. If your major is considered STEM, then you get 24 months of STEM OPT on top of your 12-month OPT. So total 36 months. Within this time, you should be able to apply for a work visa, which is called H1B visa, through your company's sponsorship. The H1B visa process happens in March, and I know it's March right now. That's why I decided to make video about this. For this year, it's gonna be March 6th. Around the 3rd or 4th week of March, USCIS announced the result of the lottery. This will decide if you can stay in the States working, or you may have to pack your bag and go back to your country. Every year, they pick 65,000 people for the first round for every applications. And for the second round, they pick 20,000 extra for those who has a master's degree or higher. So if you only have bachelor's, you're not even gonna be counted. And that's me. Depending on your major, you may be able to apply for H1B only once because you were qualified for OPT only. If you're a lucky person and was very strategic about choosing the STEM major, then you may get it up to 3 chances. I was one of those lucky people who had 3 chances because, as I mentioned, my major was considered as STEM. But when I was applying for college, I did not know about this at all, and it was just truly, purely luck.
So I have 3 chances. How many chances have I used so far? So let's go over this. My chance number 1. It was right after the graduation. I was working as a project engineer in a construction company. I thought my company is gonna sponsor for my H1B because we already talked about this during the recruiting and they told me that they're going to. So I was like, okay, perfect. So I'll accept the job. And I was working there, but they were just bluffing and they didn't apply it for me. So chance number 1, gone. This is every international student's nightmare. It was definitely a nightmare for me, and this was the biggest reason that I decided to leave that company. Can't work with liars. I can talk about this for like forever. I have so many things to talk about this because it really did affect my life. Let me not get into it yet. I will create a separate video just talking about what happened and why that happened and how that can be prevented, because I definitely learned my lesson through that and I want to share it with you guys too. But going back to the topic, yes, that was my first chance and I just lost a chance. Chance number 2. I was working as a business analyst in my current company. My current company is super supportive about this situation and they hired an attorney for me. Everything was good. We did put our application in early March and I was in Chicago for my work trip to visit my clients for their training session. I was in the middle of it and I got an email from my attorney saying that I was not selected. It was pretty heartbreaking and shocking, especially when I am not even home. Like I was just emotionally not ready to take that kind of news.
제가 지금 조금 안 좋은 소식을 들었어요. 이번에 취업 비자 신청을 했는데 선택이 안 됐대요. 전 사실 선택이 안 되는 건 생각도 안 하고 있었고 그 발표가 31일 금요일에 나온 줄 알았거든요. 근데 화요일에 갑자기 제 변호사한테 이메일이 와가지고 선택이 안 됐다고. 뭐 어쩌겠어요. 선택이 안 된 걸.
To be fair, on that year, although the cap was still same, 65,000 plus 20,000, but there were more than 780,000 applications that year. So the odds of being selected was very low and yeah. But I was telling myself that I have one more year. I have one more chance left. And this is that one more chance. This year, I have my last chance that I can apply for H1B visa. I will be applying for H1B visa again this year and fingers crossed, I really hope I can get it this year. Getting this visa will allow me to continue to work on the projects that I am working on, and also I can start my master's degree at the same time.
Do I think I will get it? I wish I can say yes with confidence, but I'm not sure. Nothing is guaranteed, and since this is lottery, there is nothing that I can even try for other than putting my application in on time. But I do think that there is going to be a higher chance to be selected this year because starting this year, fiscal year of 2025, USCIS published a new rule that only one lottery ticket can be submitted by one beneficiary. What does this mean? Until the last year, people were able to put multiple applications for the lotteries. So let's say if you have 3 jobs from different employer, they can sponsor for your H1B visa and you could put 3 applications in for the lottery. There are people who even put more than 75 applications last year. One person put more than 75 applications. How? I have no idea. I put only 1, so I can't tell you how they did that, but something is definitely sus. Statistically, more application means significantly higher chance to be selected, and USCIS finally called the end to this. So starting this year, we are required to put our valid passport information along with our application so that they can use that as a filter and sort through so that they can get rid of the duplicate. This sounds fair, and I definitely have my hopes high this year.
I talk about this with my manager quite often, like every week. That's because I'm just really nervous about the situation. Whenever I talk about this to my manager, there's this one thing he tells me. Wow, but like before I do that, sky is gorgeous. Alright. He told me that, Hannah, this year is gonna be your year. You're gonna get what you want. You got this. And I have no idea how, but that somehow made me feel more confident and less stressed about the situation. So, he's right. I'm gonna get it. This year is gonna be my year.
My international student fellows, this year is gonna be your year. You're gonna be those people who are lucky and get selected from the lottery. So let's go and secure that visa status. I'll also update you guys on the result whenever it comes out. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for your support. Thank you. Then Hannah out.
Super windy today. Oh my gosh. Can you really see this? I feel like my camera is gonna flip. My laptop is gonna fly away. If you're planning to apply for H1B,
I'm just sitting here and the view is so gorgeous, I had to take it.